Jackson here today. Welcome back to Jackson Talks. How you guys doing? Today's gonna be a pretty different video. I know I'm uploading today, which is a Friday, but I have a 3-day weekend, which is really cool. Today's a teacher work day, so we didn't have to go to school, which is great. But today I'm just gonna be talking about a guide. Actually, this is gonna be the first guide I'm ever gonna make. And I think I'm going to make more guides in the future, maybe about middle school as well. But today I'm going to be making a guide about being a freshman in high school, not college, but being a freshman in high school. You see, high school is a big part of our lives, kind of, in a way, because high school goes by very fast. I think that's pretty much well known. My dad always told me that before going into freshman year. He would always say, like, oh, yeah, freshman, yeah, it may look long, but just in a blink of an eye, you're going to be a junior. I was like, yeah, cool. I mean, I would rather skip time rather than, just keep being just time going by slow. But it's true. It's very true. I barely remember August to like November. I do remember December, but then up until now, I barely even remember anything I was kind of taught, except for history. Besides that, that's all I know. Time goes by very fast in high school, and it's very true. It may not look like it because you have 4 years of high school, but again, I'm just going to reinstate it here. It goes by very fast. So we're going to get that out of the way for now. Um, Another fact is that there are going to be, instead of 2 semesters, the beginning of the year and the latter end of the year. So August to December, first semester, to January to May, or whatever month your your school year ends. That second semester, that was always middle school, and I don't think elementary school had semesters. I don't really remember. But in high school, at least for my school, we have 4 semesters, and each one is 9 weeks. So first one, 9 weeks. Second one, 9 weeks. Then third one, again, nine. Every single one is 9 weeks. The thing is, though, is that the first semester you never get exams. I'm about to get into exams in a bit, but always the second and fourth semesters always have exams, because like at the beginning you don't really know much and you have to be taught, but then the second semester comes in and you do exams, and then the third one you don't, but then the fourth one you do. It's a system that I don't get confused of, but it is kind of confusing to me. But that's not really the thing here. So exams are very weird in high school. If you have, at least for my school, we have a system where if you don't have a lot of absences and you have good grades, you don't have to take a lot of exams for every single class. If you do have a bad grade and you have a good attendance, you still have to take the exam. Or if you have good grades, but you have a bad attendance, sometimes classes can give you a pass where you don't have to take the exam, which is really cool. But for me, however, some classes make exams mandatory, and from what I've heard from my teachers make it a choice of whether to give them exams or not. So my physical science teacher, my health class, well, my physical science class, my health class, and I am algebra class give you exams. And I didn't pass those 2 exams. But health, it was a notebook check for all the notes we made throughout the year. So it was very easy to pass. I got a 100 on it. My grade went up to like a 100, and it still is a 100 in health to this day. So I'm guaranteed to pass. But still, it's just like, come on. You have the choice to give us an exam. Don't give us an exam. Like, I have a good grade in physical science now, but last semester it was a 71, and now it's a 94. Big difference. Also, another fact is that depending on your grade each semester, if you have a failing grade, let's just say third semester, you have to get a good grade fourth semester. If you don't, you have to retake that class. If it's below a 70, you have to get a higher grade up to like an 80 to pass that class. And it's like, I don't really like that rule, but I'm passing all my classes. I haven't failed it I never failed a class yet, or like never had a bad grade in a class. So I've been doing extremely fine. So just make sure you pass all your classes. Also, now we're going to get into schedule. Now, depending on high school state, I believe you will have a different schedule. But what I have at my school is a block schedule, which I think half of high schools in America have. So a so a block schedule is basically where you have 7 classes. You have either first period lunch or second period lunch. There's no one lunch because there was a lot of kids at my school, so they split up the lunches to equalize everything. Cool system. And I have second period lunch, but that's not really important. But there's a lot of stuff to this that just it's just kind of confusing, but I believe you can get used to it. So now we're going to get into the social aspect of high school. It's basically it's not middle school anymore, which thank God. Like middle school is awful. I hate middle school. But the thing is though is that during high school people are more socially different where basically they're more confused about themselves, like how do they fit in, you know, what is my place in this hierarchy, which yeah, that still exists, by the way. Popular kids still exist in school and they are still the top of the student chain, you know. Most of them are athletes or, more normal kids, which I'm not popular, but I am a normal kid. I don't really do anything out of bounds as a freshman. But basically what I am trying to say is though is that if you that there's a what do I mean? Yeah, there's a hierarchy of people. At the very bottom are the weird kids, the ones that dress up differently, that wear pins, that are most likely in band or sometimes in chorus. Those are the type of people that I'm talking about. Middle of the chain are the normal students like me. Again, I'm not on the top, but I am in the middle, I think, because I'm just a normal kid. I don't do anything weird. I never do anything. I don't dress up differently. I always wear jeans and a shirt, like a graphic tee. That's really it. And those are the middle ground. But at the top are the athletes, the cheerleaders, and I know that sounds so like wrong and stereotypical, but it's very much true to this day. Like it's very much it's just true. It's unfortunately true. And to be for real, bullying still very much exists in high school, which I know that's not like something. Oh my gosh, there's bullying in high school. Oh no, it's not out of the blue. Like, of course it isn't. Bullying's everywhere, but it's a lot more personal. The bullying at in high school, it's a lot more how do I say it? It's a lot more focused on you rather than what you wear or how you act. It's not like that. It's about you. It's about like what's your face? Like it's about, oh my gosh, he's the ugliest person I have ever seen in my entire life, or I have never seen a more uglier person than him. Those are comments I have gotten in by I wouldn't say popular girls, but like they're on the higher up girls like them. And it hurt my feelings. It's a very personal thing. It hurts a lot to be told that, and at this new school I've moved to, I never really revealed this to like anyone in my entire life, but I am gonna reveal it now. I've been called ugly here at my new school, high school, more than I ever been called ugly than my entire life. And it gets to a point where I just hated how I looked. I would have hid my face from the public, not with hoodies or anything, but I would just look the other way, or I would just look down and like just trying to not let comments get to me like that, and it hurts. But with God and with Jesus, I was able to see that I am perfect the way I am, and that all these other people are just very confused and are either bullied themselves or have gotten like comments about their face where they want to make themselves feel better and just bully other people and so they can feel better themselves. And I understand. I never bullied people in my life. I hate bullying in a way, and I hate how people treat other people. Like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? And it hurts in a way where you just see people like hurting themselves, and instead of like trying to spread positivity, they hurt other people just to make themselves feel better. And it sucks because you were made by God. We were all made by God, and you are perfect the way you are, just like you and me. We are perfectly fine the way we are. But it just still sucks that this happened. And bullying is a lot, like I said, is a lot more personal. So it's more directly focused on your face, how your body is, how you're shaped, and like, no, I never got comments on my body because it's normal. It's not. Sorry, my sibling just went into the room, but yeah, it sucks. And I know I just said that many times, but it is truly it is there. And I would just like to say to those people, just just don't mess with people. I know it hurts you to be called ugly because now there's a bunch of cyberbullying. That is true. I have heard people say, "Oh, cyberbullying doesn't really exist." It exists. I have seen it. And I have seen mean comments, not to me. I don't have these apps, but other people show me mean comments on Instagram, um, Snapchat. It's everywhere, and it's just really weird that all of this just happens online because there is a funny type of thing where people are like being cringy and stuff, and you would make fun of them for it, but like it's a joke. Like they were acting like that. It's a joke, but when people are just posting pictures of themselves, they're like, "Oh yeah, you're ugly as crap. Go kill yourself." I have seen people text that. I was sitting next to a girl in my in gym. It was for an assembly, and I was looking at what she was texting on Insta. Like, I wasn't being like this, like I wasn't trying to like, yo, can you lean that phone over? I wasn't trying to be like that, but I was just looking over. She was like texting this like one girl was underneath her like photo or post. She was like, "I literally hate you. Go kill yourself." And I was like, "What if? What is the plot? What is the plot? I don't understand it anymore." And I know I've been yapping for this for like 6 minutes now, and it's just been way too long. But it is really true that bullying is just way too much anymore, and that we need to stop doing that. Okay. You see, sorry for the little bullying tangent. I know that was kind of long, but I just really needed to say what I thought. So we're getting over for that now. Now we're in the last half of the video. Friends in high school, they're good friends. Some that can be a little iffy with their influence, but I don't have friends that are like bad people or, that type of stuff. They're just normal people. And I have good best friends. I have good friends with people, and they are great people. So the friends, they could fall off along the way through high school. You could just, not talk to them as much as they are, but that's just how friendships naturally kind of end. You kind of just distance each other, and it is sad that that happens, but it is true. And it's just, that's just how life works. So it's not just a high school thing, and I don't really know why I brought it up, but I was just here to say that expect, especially after graduation. I know I'm making this for like freshmen, but when you do eventually, us freshmen graduate from high school as a senior, um again, most of the friends you have, you're never going to talk to again. They're just going to become a memory. And again, even the friends you text with, they may fade along the way as well. So, don't expect your friendship to last a long time, but it could last a long time. It could last forever, but you know, it's just life. Yeah, but um there's also, I think there is another fact. There's another type of way the freshmen is that uh seniors and people that are above the grade of freshmen hate freshmen. They bully freshmen. They make fun of freshmen. And I know that sounds like a typical Disney movie high school musical huggabaloo, like just very stereotypical, you know, you're fresh meat. Yeah, it's not, cut that out. It's not like that. But um they do call freshmen freshies, which is it's very stupid, but they also call them dumb freshie and like, oh, they're so dumb. They don't know what they're going to get into and stuff. And like, yeah. Can we just agree that, yeah, I'm a freshman, but I'm a normal person like you and me? Like, oh, yeah, I'm in a grade that I'm forced to be in. I'm not. It's whatever. It's whatever. Be nice to freshmen. And yes, some freshmen, I think a lot of freshmen are annoying, but some freshmen, like, I'm just going to say it, me, like, I'm a normal freshman. Seniors like. I'm, in fact, friends with a couple of seniors, and they let me sit at their table because I am chill, and I'm not annoying, and I don't bother people. But, again, never mind that. There's also the fact that there's going to be a lot more vaping, a lot more drugs, and a lot more alcohol at school. I've seen people vape and pass around vapes in high school. Me personally, I will never vape, I'll never smoke, I'll never drink alcohol, I'll never do drugs, I'll never do anything like that. Vape and smoking are the same thing. It's whatever, but I'll never do anything like that because I actually want to live a long and happy life and not have my lifespan be cut in half because I'm doing drugs or drinking a bunch of alcohol or whatever. And people like to talk about, sex, and I know that has happened in middle school, but it's a lot more frequent in high school. And I've heard people talk about that and, share explicit photos, which, no, no, don't do that. Don't. Because that's technically CP. Like, we all know that. It's technically CP. We don't want that. It's just disgusting. It's just, like, I'm seeing all these kids vaping, and it's just very sad. Like, this is gonna cause a lifelong problem with you, right? Like, isn't vaping more dangerous than smoking? Like, isn't it true that it puts metal in your lungs? Anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it for my guide to being a freshman. I know this is a pretty long video, but I do have 2 other videos that are gonna come out in the next couple of days. I just wanted to give my piece of advice as a freshman right now that's about to move on to being a sophomore in about 9 to 8 weeks, or like 2 months. I think 2.5 months. So I will be posting regularly. Go watch my Assassin's Creed video I made last time. It didn't have 0 views, which is kind of sad, but yeah. That's pretty much it for this video. I would recommend if you like and subscribe, so you get up to 100 subscribers. And God bless y'all. You have a great day, and I'll see you next time. See ya.